Are we headed for another housing bubble? Hey guys, this is Mac Rogers. I'm a real estate broker here in the East Bay and welcome to the channel. You know, talk of a housing bubble is beginning to crop up as home prices have appreciated at a rapid pace this year. This is understandable since the appreciation of residential real estate is well above historic annual averages. That's right, even with this whole crazy environment that we are going through. According to the Federal Housing Finance Agency, annual appreciation since 1991 has averaged 3.8%. Here are the latest 2020 appreciation numbers from these three reliable sources. FHFA, 7.8%. CoreLogic, 7.3%. Case-Shiller, 7%. It's easy to jump to the conclusion that house appreciation is out of control in today's market. However, we need to put these numbers into context first. Following the housing crash, home values depreciated dramatically from 2007 to 2011. Values are still recovering from that unusual long period of falling prices. We must also realize that normal inflation has had an impact. Here's what Bill McBride, the founder of a well-respected calculated risk blog, recently summed it up this way. Quote, "It's been over 14 years since the bubble peak. In the Case-Shiller release today, the seasonally adjusted national index was reported as being 22.2% above the previous bubble peak. However, in real terms, adjusted for inflation, the national index is still about 2% below the bubble peak. As an example, if a house price was $200,000 in January 2000, the price would be close to $291,000 today, adjusted for inflation." Unquote. The pandemic caused many households to reconsider whether their current home still fulfills their lifestyle. Many homeowners now want larger yards that are both separate and private. Prior to the pandemic, this was not really a concern. It was a plus. Their needs on the inside of the home have changed too. People now want home offices, gyms, and living rooms well suited for video conferencing. Barbara Ballinger, a freelance writer and author of several books on real estate, recently wrote, "While homeowners continue to want their outdoor spaces that offer a safe retreat, that appeal has shifted into other parts of the home, coupling comfort with function. In other words, homeowners want amenities for work and leisure, and they plan to enjoy them long after the pandemic." I see this firsthand with my own buyers. I always hear them now say, "This is where we can have the office," or "There's no good place to put an office space here," or "Maybe we can put a gym here." You know, I can tell you, prior to the pandemic, that was not a major selling point. Again, it was a plus, but not a major selling point. On the other end of the spectrum, you have sellers that have concerns about the pandemic and have put their plans to sell on hold. Realtor.com just released their November monthly housing market report. It explains nationally the inventory of homes for sale decreased 39.2% over the past year in November. This amounted to 490,000 fewer homes for sale compared to the November of last year. That's a lot of homes. More people buying and fewer people selling has caused home prices to escalate. Hopefully, with the vaccine on the horizon, more homeowners will be putting their houses on the market. This will be a better balance of supply and demand and should hopefully slow down the rapid appreciation and go back to normal. That's why major organizations in the housing industry are calling for much moderate home appreciation next year. Here are the most recent forecasts for 2021. The National Association of Realtors, 4.5%. Freddie Mac, 2.6%. Fannie Mae, 2.1%. Mortgage Bankers Association, 2%. Finally, let's put to rest some of the concerns that today's scenario is anything like what led up to the last housing crash. Lawrence Yun, chief economist at the National Association of Realtors, explains why this is nothing like 2006. Such a frenzy of activity reminiscent of 2006 raises questions about a bubble and the potential for a painful crash. The answer? There's no comparison. Back in 2006, dubious adjustable rate mortgage taxed many buyers' budget. Some loans didn't even require income documentation. Today, buyers are taking out 30-year fixed mortgages. 14 years ago, there were 3.8 million homes listed for sale, and home builders were putting up about 2 million new units. Now, inventory is only about 1.5 million homes, and home builders are underproducing relative to historical averages. So the bottom line is this: most aspects of life have been anything but normal in 2020. That includes buying and selling real estate. High demand coupled with restricted supply has caused home prices to appreciate above historic levels. With the end of the health crisis in sight, we will see price appreciation return to more normal levels next year. And no bubble in sight right now. Hey, thanks for watching, you guys. If you have any questions or feedback, comment below please. Check out the rest of our videos.